EGM Network.
Treasure Coast Connector. Connecting residents and businesses of the Treasure Coast. And here's your host, Ellen Contreras.
Welcome to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras. This episode is partially sponsored by Libby Weissman and her team at Senior Transition Navigator and Luxury Homes of the Treasure Coast. They work with seniors and their families, providing a lot of different unique services, including downsizing, decluttering, packing, moving, relocation, and more. So for a free consultation, call Libby at 772-783-2800 or visit seniortransitionnavigator.com, luxuryhomesofthetreasurecoast.com. Now, for years, the Treasure Coast area of Florida, this is a very quaint, small bedroom community. It has like that sleepy small town feel. But there is so much happening here and it's exciting, but we're not going to be the next Miami or Tampa or Orlando, but we have a lot being developed in terms of commercial and residential real estate. It's heating up. So joining me in the studio today is a veteran commercial real estate agent and broker associate, Carolyn Niemczyk. She's had a big part of developing St. Lucie West and the outlying areas, and joining her is Hannah McClure, and she is both a commercial and residential realtor, and they're with Total Real Estate Consultants of Florida, and they have a lot of wonderful things to say today and share with us. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Okay, thank you, Ellen.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you here. You and I go way back. But we've known each other for just a little bit, but the two of you work beautifully together covering the Treasure Coast. Before we start talking about the exciting projects that the two of you have, I'd like to hear a little bit about what got you interested in being in commercial real estate for the Treasure Coast. We're going to start with Carolyn, the queen of commercial real estate. That's what I've named you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was working for a builder on Long Island, and we bought 10 to 15 acres at a time, broke them up, and built one 8,000-foot building over and over and over again. The same building. It was kind of boring, but I learned every part of the construction project. When we were selling the building, I was dealing with brokers, and I saw the enormous commissions that they were earning decided to get my broker's license at that time.
Mm-hmm. Smart lady. Very, very smart. But then again, I consider you like one of the mentors, somebody that I have gotten wonderful pearls of wisdom from you, especially dealing with people, because she's a toughie. She comes across as sweet, but she'll get you.
Mm-hmm,
she knows how to make things happen. I'm just saying. So
I think the point is understanding every aspect of what the person wants and how to get it for them. Mm-hmm. So you have to be a little tough.
Yeah, that's true. And only because it was a good old boys network here for quite a while. We kind of mentioned that. We mentioned that in the green room, Hannah. That's where the champagne and chocolates were, but you missed that part. But we'll cover that later. Yeah.
Exactly. When I moved to Florida about 24 years ago, I was shocked by the difference from Madison Avenue to Port St. Lucie. Mm-hmm. I said, how can I ever become an old boy? But they were very generous to me in allowing me to do leasing now. Yeah. Why was that? It was because they were selling land and making large commissions, and I was leasing property that hadn't been built yet. Okay? So I was working, and people were delaying the new construction. So I had a lot of exciting people who wanted to be there, but where to put them? Mm-hmm. A large office companies I put in retail, because retail has large parking and air conditioning.
Yeah.
You can figure out a place to situate just about every type of person, and that's what I was doing. So I filled up old stores, old businesses, waiting for the new construction to be completed.
Yeah, I love that. And how about you, Hannah? What got you involved in this industry?
Being part of the community and watching it shape shape itself and helping small businesses grow into the right space.
Yeah.
And then that's really what shapes the community, working alongside different, clienteles and helping them flourish in the right spot. And and working with Carolyn, and seeing her in action, it's just been so inspiring.
Yeah.
I've learned so much this year working in just commercial with her. And it's just wisdom. And I mean, she doesn't have enough credibility out here with what she has done. It's just amazing.
Yeah, she is. She is amazing. So now what I want to do is I want to talk about St. Lucie County for just a little bit. So in addition to all of the selling and leasing that you have done within St. Lucie West, you also spearheaded the Kings Highway corridor. So I'd like for you to just give us an overview of the work that's going on, in that area. I know you don't even know where to begin first.
Exactly. Yeah. Along came St. Lucie County purchasing about 300 acres on Kings Highway, and they created the Treasure Coast Research and Education
Park.
Park.
TSERTA, as we used to call it.
So I thought that's quite interesting, quite exciting, and I began driving up and down Kings Highway. And then I said, perhaps I can meet the landowners, because I had noticed property was being bought in hundreds of acres in that area. So I did go to the county property appraiser. I looked up every landowner. I planned a month ahead to invite them all to lunch, and they all came, or most of them. Like I must have had 15 men who owned a lot of property come to the lunch. And I told them that I would. So much was happening here. It was so exciting. They had no idea, because none of them really lived here. They lived in all different parts of Florida. And I said, I'll be happy to keep you up to date and let you know every time something new and exciting happens. And they said, great. Everybody gave me their emails. And that's the beginning of the Corridor Association, which I maintained faithfully for 15 years.
And I used to visit my mom, before I moved here in the 90s. And that part of Kings Highway, it was cows were out there and orange groves. And it is amazing what is going on and what is planned to take place. So these quarterly lunches are like fantastic. So, and you decided to step down as the leader. You're still there.
That just happened this year, correct? Yeah,
and it's Richard Tamboni, Harry Zucker are some of the players. Right. So,
and Jill Marassa with Ashley Capital.
Okay.
Ashley has bought several hundred acres at TSERTA at the park, and has an excellent plan to develop the small industrial buildings that are actually my specialty.
Yeah, I love that. And that's the other thing is when we drive up and down 95, we have mega warehouses. And then for years, I've been hearing about exciting things happening at the airport and then the port of Fort Pierce. So I want to hear from both of you ladies. Why do you think that this area is so attractive to investors and developers?
So one is that we are right in between Miami and Orlando, and we have great access to I-95, the ports, and the rails. We are also, we have the land and we have the labor, and the residential growth is fueling the commercial side.
Yeah.
And a lot's happening here, and it's so beautiful to be part of it and to watch it grow and do it with Carolyn.
And what I like about you, Hannah, is that you are committed to both sides. There are sometimes people are just one or the other. So you are a commercial realtor and a residential realtor. So you're actually helpful to both sides. So you can translate that to the investors and the businesses that are moving in to say, I know all of the residential neighborhoods. I know the labor market. I know who's moving in here, and vice versa with the residents. You can tell them all about the exciting businesses that are going to be moving into the area and the job growth that's going to happen here. And what about you? What are your thoughts about that?
Oh, I was just thinking, we just sold, not our company, but friends of mine, 70,000-foot building to a company moving from Miami. And he said he wanted to be here so that his hundreds of employees could have nice housing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, you said, why did the land develop? Because land was affordable here. Also, the interchange between 95 and the Turnpike allows any business to reach all of the major cities in Florida within 3 hours.
I love that because they're side by side practically there. And then when you head north, the Turnpike goes out west.
Right.
So, but starting at Okeechobee Road, heading south, they're pretty much side by side, the Turnpike and 95.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's true.
Makes it so easy.
So that's why we've attracted all of the major companies, in my opinion, plus the good housing and then lifestyle. You mentioned you like the lifestyle here.
I do.
Close to the beaches. It's, we have it all.
Yeah, we definitely
And it's we're the safest city. How about if I say that?
You definitely can.
Okay.
You definitely can. So before Cindy makes me take a commercial break, because we are at that point already, I would like for you to share your contact information for the listeners on iHeart and the podcast. We're going to start with you, Carolyn.
Okay, Carolyn Niemczyk. I'm a commercial realtor with Total Real Estate Consultants. My number is 772-359-3242.
Okay, very good. Hannah.
My name is Hannah McClure. I am with Total Real Estate Consultants. I work in commercial and residential real estate, and my number is 772-237-9002.
Very good. And with that, we are going to take a quick commercial break. We have a lot more to discuss. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, you! Host your very own show every week at Evergreen Media Network in Vero Beach. Go live to YouTube and Facebook with up to 4 people and your very own producer. Be heard on more than 15 podcast platforms and local radio. All you have to do is show up and talk. Your guests can join from anywhere in the world. It's easy to get started with the largest podcast studio on the Treasure Coast. Contact Evergreen Media to tour the studio.
Are you opening a used car lot, pawn shop, a restaurant that will serve beer and wine? In the state of Florida, these and many other industries require a Level 2 live scan background check for clearance to work in your industry. A1A Fingerprints is your certified live scan source from Broward to Brevard. And if you're a medical provider, you need to be registered on the ACA web portal. A1A Fingerprints will help you navigate and comply with the law. Call 772-494-6556 or visit a1afingerprints.com. A1A Fingerprints.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock tariff-free coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs in the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of American-made Telescope, Berlin Gardens, and Pollywood, all with no tariff ever. We specialize in fire pits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Right now, we're having a summer sale with lots of great markdowns and discounts on everything you need for your Florida home, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street, filled with lots of name brand closeouts and sale items. Come in now for our summer sale and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Welcome back to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras, and I'm with Carolyn Niemczyk and Hannah McClure of Total Real Estate Consultants of Florida. We're diving right back into the conversation. So what I'd like to now hear from you is, I want to hear about Total Real Estate Consultants of Florida and the different services that you offer. So we'll start with you, share a little bit, and then you can share the other half, because there's a lot of different things that you guys do there. You want Hannah?
I can start.
We're going to start with Hannah.
So we are a family-owned, award-winning brokerage. We have 3 locations. We have a headquarters in Coral Springs, Orlando, and Treasure Coast. Mm-hmm. We also do landlord and tenant representation. We specialize in retail, industrial, warehouses, and medical use. We are also working on several projects here in the Port St. Lucie area, and we're highly involved with the community. We actually were just with the Chamber of Commerce last week with the golf tournament.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, we were a sponsor for that.
Mm-hmm. So were you golfing or were you in the
I got to
cars?
golf.
She golfed.
Good
I
for
got
you.
to golf.
I
So
staffed,
you love
I staffed
golfing,
the
though.
16th
She had to work.
hole. I worked all day at the 16th hole. We had the best hole,
Okay.
everybody said. I want to say that the Chamber of Commerce has mentioned some people come here, rent a space, and then find out that they cannot get approval from the county. We never do that. We know what questions to ask, exactly what they'll be doing, and we can put everybody in the right place for their business. Very important to take into consideration their budget, and work around that. We work with very large customers and very small customers. And we always go the extra mile. I have to say that. Hannah and I both.
Yeah. I do love that about you. You're known for that because you know everybody in town. So I remember you, shortly after we met, you were explaining how you operate. And like if somebody needs, like a locksmith, you're like, I got that. I need this. I got that. You get calls and emails all the time. I need this. I need that. And you're a connector too.
It's very true. And we're working with an insurance agent now, and we're doing more property management. We're getting bids. And several years ago, I had a call from somebody and said, there's a woman here, hysterical. She got locked out of the room. I came down on a Saturday, picked her up, drove her around. We found her sister. We got her a key. So now I've become very famous in that one office.
Oh.
But
Yeah, I love that. I do. I love that. So now, are you taking a page from Carolyn? So you are also a problem solver too, right?
Yeah, I am. I like to go. I just like to help. If somebody needs something and I know where they can get it or how, I want to be there in that person, especially at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, for people that are investors that are looking at this area. This is like a two-part question. And, for people that want to, start a business here, what advice do you have for them to help prepare them for this?
budget. They have to prepare their budget and see what they can afford. And let's anticipate 6 months of rent up front, right? What size, what kind of location they think they need. Do they have walk-by? Do they want walk-bys? Do they want to be near a big shopping center? There's so many questions, and the people probably, or many of them come to us, right, with preconceived ideas, and you can say, that makes sense, or
a little more thought into that one.
Or that doesn't, may not be the best place for your business.
Yeah.
So we're so familiar with the county, the city, and we've been here long enough to know what works for different people.
Yeah.
We have contacts at the city. We know how to help them get their permits. We just really go the extra mile. All the way.
And the two of you know this area so well. I mean, you and I are from New York, but you've been here for a long, long time. You've seen things grow from nothing. But you also mentioned that, too. You've been here since a kid, right?
Yep, Florida native, born and raised.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. So we were even talking about, as a matter of fact, that was going to be, I was going to ask you, crystal ball. Pretend like I'm holding a crystal ball. What do you think that the Treasure Coast will look like in just 5 to 10 years? Because I liked what you had to say on the commercial break.
Well, I see it as being transitional, planned growth, not chaotic. We're going to have more walkable communities, mixed use areas, as well as
no, that's okay. I know.
Housing, recreation, and shopping.
Yeah. Like we were even talking about like Madame Homes. I've had them on my show a couple of times. Newfield in Martin County.
Yeah.
I live here in Vero. I can't wait to go down there because there's going to be trails. There's going to be so many exciting stuff.
Hannah and I both have worked on the transportation planning organization's various committees. I spent years on 2 different committees chairing them. They've been looking for bike trails, parks, where everybody everybody in this community in charge is looking to make the place better, friendlier to the occupants, better for business, and just a big success, right?
Yeah, I love that. To be friendly to the residents, be friendly to the businesses, because, I mean, yeah, I used to live down south, and Miami is an exciting place to visit. So is Orlando. But I think that we all want to keep the charm that we have, but still be open to developing business, like you said, in a planned
growth, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And I commend the county right now. I think they have a bunch of good commissioners, good public servants there. They really are on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Keep our community the way it is, but put in the the roads, bring in the utilities that they need. There's a big job of planning, and they're doing it very nicely.
Yeah.
While keeping the roots.
Right, exactly. The character and everything. Okay, so we have a couple of minutes left. So what I'd like to do in the second half is repeat how you gave your cell phone numbers and how to contact you guys.
Okay,
So,
I'm
yeah.
Carolyn Niemczyk. Cell phone is 772-359-3242. I answer all day, and I talk to everybody. I'm happy to discuss any requirements that you may have.
Wonderful.
My name is Hannah McClure. I'm a commercial and residential realtor for Total Real Estate Consultants, and my phone number is 772-237-9002.
That's wonderful. And then the website is trecfl.com, and you have a ton of listings. Super, super excited. What are some of the things that you're most excited about in terms of projects here that you'd like to just promote for the buyers, the people that want to rent, investors? What do you want to tell them?
We're working with a lot of doctors right now, and they're putting up new buildings, and Lawnwood has become a very big attraction.
Oh, yes.
So that is going to help with Fort Pierce development. We have a lot of new residential communities planned for Fort Pierce. I mean, it's just going to be changing the whole atmosphere. You had mentioned the airport before, too.
Yeah,
Remember, the
yeah.
airport is actually larger than the Fort Lauderdale airport. We have tremendous potential there.
Oh, my gosh.
That's
Are you
correct.
kidding? I did not
No.
realize that.
No, and the TPO that we mentioned before is planning new roads connecting the airport to 95 and to the Turnpike. It's in the future, but the planning here is pretty brilliant, in my opinion, and I've been participating.
Yeah, I love that. And even the rails, Brightline, so I'm sure that there's going to be another, place, station, thank you, that they're going to open up. They're banding that about a little bit, right? But that is going to happen. We need to have that here.
You know what so many people don't know about our port is we are so accessible to the ocean. It's very deep, it's very narrow, and it's a short trip in.
Yeah.
So we're just going to be booming in the future. With all the new jobs coming, people will want to send their products by port, by airport, on our new roads.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And we have director that's already moved in. And then I heard a rumor that there might even be a smaller, like ferry system, and as well as like a smaller cruise line, not the big cruise ships, but I heard that there might be.
I heard a rumor too, that's all. Just a rumor.
Yeah, but it's exciting.
Why not? Why shouldn't it happen to
Let's
us?
start a rumor, Cindy. Oh, Cindy's not going to let us start a rumor. Cindy, the production engineer, is telling me to say thank you so very much for the two of you ladies to be here. I am seeing all of this growth, and it's so exciting for the two of you to help your clients. So, yeah, I'm really happy to have you here. Did you have a good time here today?
Yeah, sure.
Great time,
Now, where's the
yes.
champagne, Ellen?
I know we're going to talk about that. But what I want to say is I just want to say a quick shout out to Libby Weissman, seniortransitionnavigator.com. She works with seniors and their families here in Indian River County and the outlying areas. And you can give her a call at 772-783-2800. And with that, I'm your host, Ellen Contreras, Treasure Coast Connector. Have a wonderful, safe, productive week. And until next week, I miss you already.
Can we breathe?
I think so. Yeah.